All right, welcome back to Musicians Edition. Today we're looking at number 62 on the keyboard side of our Essential Elements book. And this piece is Camptown Races. So as we always do with a piece we're looking at for the first time, we want to look at key signature, time signature, very first thing, right? So you can see our key signature, we have two flats, like like we have been working with for quite a while. It puts us in the key of B flat major, right? So anytime we see a B, we're going to lower it by half a step. Anytime we see an E, we're going to lower that by half a step. And our time signature is 4/4, right? So we have 4 beats in a measure, and we're counting by the quarter note, or each quarter note is 1 beat, okay? So as we glance through this piece, there are a couple things we want to look at rhythmically. We have a lot of quarter notes and eighth notes, no big deal. We've been counting those for a while, not a big deal. The ones that might be a little bit less familiar are the dotted half notes. And we worked through some of those in the last video on number 61. And you'll remember that the way that we find the duration of a dotted note is to take half of the value of the note and add it back to the original note. So if we have a dot on a half note, we would take half of the half note, which gives us 1 beat, add it to the original 2 of the half note, and we'd have 3 total beats, okay? We could do the same thing with a whole note, right? If we took a whole note, which is 4 beats in duration, we would take half of that value, which would be 2, add it to the whole note, the original 4 of the whole note, and that would give us 6 total beats for a dotted whole note, right? And it works the same way for any other note that you see that has a dot on it, right? So that's going to be in measure 3 and in measure 4 and in the very last measure. Each of those dotted half notes is going to get 3 total beats, okay? Now, as we work through this, we're going to take it in small chunks, and we're going to find stickings. You'll notice there are quite a bit of skips, quite a few skips in this piece. Any piece that has a lot of skips can a lot of times create some sticking problems that we'll need to work through. So we will have fun with that as we work through this. We're just going to go ahead and guess that our right hand is going to play the first 2 notes, and then our left hand, when we get to the 2 eighth notes that happen on D, we're going to play those with our left hand, okay? But before we get too caught up in the stickings, remember we want to try to go through and just identify the notes first, right? And I like to go through and just find the notes with my finger on the keyboard as we're doing that, right? So let's do the first 2 measures, and we're just going to say the note name and find it with our finger as we go, okay? So we have F, F, D, D, F, G, F, D, D, C, and then again D, C. So that gives us the first 4 measures, right? Let's do that one more time on the first 4 measures, just finding the notes with our finger here. Ready, go. F, F, D, D, F, G, F, D, D, C, D, C. All right? So now, like we were talking about before, we're going to play those first 2 Fs with our right hand and the 2 Ds with our left hand. Let's see how that lines up. That works pretty well for measure 1. Then you notice in measure 2, we go up above that F where our right hand is. So we have 2 options here. We can either bring our left hand over to G, and we can play it this way, right? Or we can bring our right hand up to G. Okay? Either one of those will work. So in measure 2, you could play right, left, right, or you could play left, right, left. If you knew that the tempo was going to be slow enough, you could play right, right, left. The problem with that is beat 4 of measure 1 is on our right hand already, and then if we play beat 1 and beat 2 of measure 2 with our right hand, that can start to get difficult if the tempo is fast. So let's just go ahead and assume, because the tempo says Allegro here, let's go ahead and assume it's going to be too fast to do that. So we got to pick either right, left, right, or left, right, left, okay? I think for my purposes, I'm going to play right, left, right in measure 2, okay? So I'm going to put a right on the first 2 notes of the piece in measure 1, left, left on the eighth notes in measure 1, a right on beat 4 of measure 1, a right on beat 1 of measure 2, and then I can alternate from there, okay? So let's try it with that sticking. From the beginning, we'll play the first 2 measures. Ready, go. Okay?
This lesson is brought to you by the Musician's Edition practice book. Make goals and keep track of progress throughout the whole year. When you're done with this video lesson, don't forget to mark this practice time in your Musician's Edition practice book. Now back to the video.
And that does work out pretty well because then our right hand is already in place for what we're going to do in measure 3, which is right, left, and then in measure 4, right, left again, okay? So now with that sticking, we should be able to get through the first 4 bars pretty comfortably here. So let's try it. 2, ready, go. All right. Now, as long as that sticking works for you and it feels comfortable, then we can go ahead and leave it written in that way and keep moving through the piece. If it doesn't, feel free to go back, experiment with some different options, and find something that feels really, really comfortable. Okay? So looking ahead here, starting at measure 5, we see we have the same thing as measure 1, right? We can go ahead and assume that we can use the same sticking from the beginning, but we're going to make that assumption with also keeping the possibility open that we might need to change it, because the second half of the piece might be just a little bit different going forward here, even though those first 2 measures are the same thing that we have at the beginning, okay? So I'm going to write in here in measure 5, right, right, left, left, right, and then right on beat 1 of measure 6. Okay, so let's try those 2 measures there. Should be pretty doable here since we already practiced it at the beginning. Here we go. Ready, go. Okay, and that half note there at the end of measure 6 gives us 2 beats to kind of rearrange our mallets into a different sticking if we want to for the last 2. So I think that sticking for measure 5 and measure 6 is going to work totally fine. So now we just need to figure out what to do with the last 2 measures, okay? So we have C, 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 D, C, B flat, okay? So let's try it a couple different ways. The first way, we can just alternate everything. Right? That works okay. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Only problem with that is that we end up crossing our left hand over to play D. Not the end of the world, but if we can get D to be on our right hand, it might be a little bit more comfortable. So let's try right, right, left, right, left, right, and see if that feels a little bit better. Yeah, so for me, that one feels a little bit more comfortable, just because coming out of the 8th notes, I don't have to cross my hand over. I can come out of the 8th notes with my right hand playing the next note up. So I'm going to go with that sticking there in the last 2, right, right, left. So the 2 8th notes are going to be right, left. Okay, you could also play left, right, left if you wanted to. But since I'm right-handed, I'm going to play this more of a right-handed lead, right-hand lead way like we've talked about in our snare drum videos. So right, right, left, right for the last 2 measures. Let's try that one more time just to make sure that we're really comfortable with that sticking. Ready, go. Okay, I think that works. So now let's back our way up and start at measure 5 and play the whole second half of the piece. Ready? 2, ready, go. All right, I feel really comfortable with that sticking, so I'm gonna stick with it. But again, just like we talked about in the first half of the piece, if it seems like I don't really like that so much, go back and try to find a different way to do it and experiment until you find something that feels really comfortable to your hands. All right, now that we've got all that written in, and we've kind of practiced each half of the piece in little chunks, let's go all the way back to the beginning and put this whole piece together. All right, here we go, all the way from the beginning. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, so that's number 62. Again, as always, break things down. Take it in small steps. Take it in small chunks. Find the notes in different chunks of the piece. Find the stickings in different chunks of the piece, and then put them together slowly before you try to put the whole piece together. All right. Always taking your time in each of those steps, making sure everything feels really, really comfortable before you move on. All right. So happy practicing, and I will see you next time.